Let's go to Tel Aviv to get some analysis from Amir Oren. He is a columnist at the Israeli newspaper Haaretz. Good to have you on with us. I'm wondering if these protests are putting pressure on Netanyahu. Is he likely to give in?
Yes, they are definitely putting pressure on him. And you see, what happened was that 2 months ago, Netanyahu blessed this assault on the judiciary because he is undergoing trial for corruption while he is in office. And he believed that this was going to help him personally. But what happened was that it got out of control. And now Netanyahu would have liked to back out of it, but he is beholden to his coalition partners and to his own Minister of Justice, who are more adamant than even Netanyahu himself to undertake this assault. And the majority of Israelis are dead set against it. Netanyahu is between a rock and a hard place. Israelis are vehemently against him and his program. They are demonstrating not only at home, including at the airport before he left for Rome, but they are going to demonstrate in Italy too. And next week, if he goes to Germany, they will pursue him everywhere. So it turned out to be a very, very bad gamble on his behalf.
What do you make of Netanyahu's trip to Italy amid all of this, instead of staying and addressing the protests?
This is part of the corruption that so many Israelis are disgusted by. Netanyahu's wife, Sarah, who was convicted for felony some 4 years ago, is known for wishing to spend long weekends in European capitals, which is why this quote-unquote political visit was timed for a Thursday rather than midweek, so that they will be able to spend Friday and Saturday too in the Italian capital. So Israelis resent this greedy behavior. And obviously for 45 minutes with the Prime Minister of Italy, supposedly on the Iranian issue, in which Italy is only a minor voice, this is obviously only a pretext for spending some time abroad on the taxpayers' money.
If these reforms push through, despite all this opposition and the protests that we've seen, what could that likely mean for this government?
If the so-called reforms, they are not reforms, they are deforms, if they are pushed through, the Supreme Court will probably annul them. And the cabinet will then go back to the parliament, to the Knesset, in order to re-legislate. So there will be a constitutional crisis without a constitution. Israel doesn't have a constitution, and the police, the courts, the military will have to decide whether they are going to obey the court orders through the Attorney General or the government's orders. So Israel will be torn apart, and this is probably the most severe crisis in the Israeli system of government over the last 75 years of the nation's existence.
All right, we'll leave it there. Amir Oren joining us from Tel Aviv. Thank you.